No passion so effectually robs the mind of all its powers of acting and reasoning as fear. Edmund Burke. Good evening, everybody. There wasn't a show yet last night. Just plain tired lately. Just fighting a little cold. So if there's some coughing, I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's start with my usual. All right. So you can always join in any of my videos to come and talk to me, anyone else who joins, and it can pertain to the topic. Maybe later on we could segue. If it segues on its own during a conversation, that's fine. Just maybe pull it back in. You're calling if you want. If you can't join by your smartphone, your computer, laptop, or something like that, you can donate to me via Bitcoin or Vertcoin. It's been over 16 months, $0 via cryptocurrency. And you can always validate that information by checking the blockchains for each of those currencies. These I've taken out of my Patreon to give to Susie Dawson when she needed it. And of course, there's Vertcoin, and there's nothing there. So people have given me money through Google Super Chat, but they take a big chunk. So if I'm not around and you want to donate to me, you can do so via paypal.me, and I disclose the amount that I get on the first video of the month. This all started on September 22nd, 2019. So in November, I would do kind of a thank you video, and I would just disclose all the money I got for that month, and also all the previous, the entirety, I guess, total. All right, so let's move on to just talking. This is just a talking one. And it's about, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I was researching and looking into, but they just kind of went to dead ends, or I haven't really connected them to anything significant yet. Of course, a lot of this is just looking through written history, which we know is screwy anyway, so not much to find there. But it's just something interesting to look into, I would just say, because if you just think about it a little bit, I mean, a lot of stuff that we're saying, I would say the most important video of date, one of them, I would say, is the one with Heraclitus and Pythagoras, and in regards to flat plane, mystery schools, and sorry, all of this is just trying to come from my head, and I got a weird headache, and globe earth. So definitely check that one out. That one I probably spent a good amount of time just putting together, just so it can be easier for people to just kind of see where we're at with all of that stuff today, after what, 2,800 years or so. And you know, a lot of it just going into mythology a little bit more. I was looking into Cybele, which was a ancient Greek goddess. She used to be called the Great Mother. Interestingly enough, like everyone who followed her pretty much castrated themselves. It's just a weird thing. So if you kind of want to see, maybe I was trying to piece it together as to how do we connect this, like why did it come to be. Of course, ancient Greek is probably after Pythagoras, when we see this big kickoff into mystery schools and cults and religion, and a lot of it has stemmed from that region. And if you want to believe something, hey, that's whatever you want to believe. But if you know less about the written history in regards to all that that's available, I'm sorry. You're just believing in the system again. And people who you don't know, people who have no names, you have no other. You have written accounts that probably differ, and a lot of them probably have been destroyed. Some of them have survived. But, interestingly enough, again, whenever we see these motifs of a mother, the mother of all goddesses type of thing, the great mother and all this other stuff, is that she always seems to bear a son without a father. It's always a virgin birth. And then there are times when she does give birth with a father. But we don't hear those stories all too much. But it's just an interesting thing that pops up all the time with religion. Samurai-esque, I don't know if much offends me anymore. It's that whole part of the fear, anger, and hate. I mean, people really have to try to get me. I don't know. I guess I'm not scared of much anymore. I mean, you had to be pretty close to get me angry. If you're just like some stranger, it really doesn't take. It would take a lot to get me angry. And then as far as hate, yeah, it's kind of the same way. But it's like, what's there to hate? Even, I mean, if you get to the point where you're trying not to blame anyone for things that occur, there's no one to hate. And I tend to think of these three negative emotions, or frames of mind, I guess you could say as well. They have to be fed. It's just like fire. And if no one feeds these things to you, there is nothing to fear or be angry at or hate. These things have to be fed to you. And so when you listen to people, whether they're people you like to listen to, whether it's mainstream or alternative, if they're feeding you things in which you focus your attention on fear, anger, and hate, well, you might want to take a break. There's a lot of stories that I told my daughter. Just one of the things that I can do is come up with stories kind of on the spot. Just mostly because I read so much, unfortunately, and but fortunately as well. And I just kind of piece some things together, come up with something on the spot. And my daughter, she's 6, and she doesn't really care too much if I'm right. Bob's iPhone. Hi, Bob. You want to test out your mic?
Hello?
It's a little low.
Oh, that sucks. I don't know how to change that. God damn it.
Let me keep talking.
How do I change that?
Actually, it might be fine.
Yeah, maybe I could just been talking softly. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
I could adjust it on my end. Yeah, it's good. I'll just good. We're good. What's on your mind?
I have no idea.
You just came here to talk.
Yeah, whatever. I'm open.
Oh, good. I thought my basement was messy.
Oh, Jesus. No. Oh, that?
Oh, I was looking in your other room with all the boxes.
National Geographic. Oh, that one?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's scary over there. Don't look over there.
I
don't know what happened over there.
I used to be a big fan of National Geographic. I got it was like a 200-year edition. I don't know if they even have 200 years, but it was just big old DVD collection I got way, way back. I grew up on that stuff. Now it's just I can't. Big propaganda owned by Fox or the guy who owns Fox News.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I don't, dude. No, it wasn't Fox. It was the Koch brothers, I think.
No, it was the
What?
Rupert Murdoch. He's
No way,
he bought out National Geographic.
dude.
And
Koch brothers bought up something else that was something like it was something like National Geographic, but it was like like a stalwart magazine
like
that
Discover or
shouldn't
something.
be. God, I can't remember it. My dad told me about it now, and I can't. I thought it was National Geographic, but now you said it. Yeah, no, that's wrong.
Huh, I could look it
I'll
up.
think. Oh, Time magazine. That's what it was. It was Time.
Oh yeah, they did buy Time magazine. I used to like Time
Mm-hmm.
magazine too.
Right? See, ruining everything, man.
Yeah, isn't it funny how all the stuff we used to have growing up that we liked, enjoyed, and
Well,
people.
it was nice. It seemed like National Geographic, Time, Popular Mechanics, like they weren't like there was no like political. I mean, yeah, like under the surface there might have been some political shit going on, but it generally didn't seem like Oh god damn it, my dog's freaking out. Hold on a second, I gotta get my dog.
That's funny. It's good.
Sorry about that.
No worries. It's good when other people come on, especially when I'm sick. That way I don't have to talk so much.
I'm in a talky mood, so that's good. But yeah, no, I was just saying, like, it sucks that like all these right wing shitty outlets are buying up all the semi neutral, if you will, outlets. I don't know, maybe National Geographic stuff wasn't neutral. I mean, they had a lot of stuff about climate change and all that kind of stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think they still had propaganda in it, but it wasn't really like a political, like a dualistic type of political type of propaganda. But
No.
I mean, a lot of people spent most of their time just focusing on the articles and the photography and the videos and like if it's like animal stuff or nature, it's like they just want to. They don't need any of that propaganda stuff in it. I mean, that stuff should just sell it themselves, really.
Right.
But I always wonder what happened to all the people, because a lot of the times when they buy out all these companies, they just fire everybody, or people just don't want to work in that type of environment. So it's like we don't hear from all these people. I mean, where do they go? Do they make their own YouTube videos? Do they just start working at Subway? It's like,
well, I mean, I don't. It probably that probably hasn't happened with the National Geographic. Like they're still it's pretty good publication in my opinion. I mean, they still have. That's why I can't. That's because Rupert Murdoch knows that that's. I mean, if you're gonna make money, you're gonna have to invest in the other side too. Almost, I think. Like, I mean, he doesn't care about anything. He just cares about the scratch,
yeah.
So, any way he can see to make money, he'll do it, even if it goes against, his other views. If he can see a spot to make money, I mean, I can't believe he wouldn't take it. Seeing as there's no morals, like they're just in it for the cash, man.
Yeah.
I think sell some yellow magazines, some liberals talking about climate change. Why not?
So, do you still think after all this time, climate change, man-made, is true as the way that they? I don't want to say spin it, but they do spin it. But as they tell it.
Yeah, no. I mean, God, I know that's a shitty answer, but
is that it's yeah, no.
right. Um, I believe we have like. I mean, I'm not saying that like there's some stuff in nature going on that might contribute partially towards it, but I can't think that us, you know, doing the things we're doing isn't at least some part of it. You know, I mean, not saying that like if we totally stop what we're doing, it'll change, but I mean, maybe we should just stop because we should stop. You know, I mean, burning gas and shit's bad, man. I mean, wouldn't it be better to? Okay, I know, like right now, you got the whole people like with the. Okay, yeah, making solar panels is detrimental to the environment also because of the chemicals and you know things you have to use to make them. But if we can, I don't know, we're all fucked, right? I guess. I mean,
I don't know about
I mean,
that.
I think we can get to a point where we can start making energy that has very, I'm saying no impact on the earth, but very low impact on our environment. I think that's what we should be going for. I mean, no matter what, even if climate change is totally a fucking hoax and it's totally fake, I mean, I'm still not disagreeing with the fact that we probably shouldn't be burning coal and stuff. It's probably not good in the long run, anyways. But
Yeah,
I
but
don't know, man.
I think there's a good point to it. I mean, we don't want to pollute. We don't want any of that stuff
Right.
in our bodies, whether it's in the air, in the water, or in our food.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be the government and the corporations that make that decision whether or not they should curb it or not, because they can make those decisions now, but they don't. It should be
True.
up to the people to actually tell them, hey, we don't want the government telling us how to control our energy consumption. We're telling you how we want to control it, and you guys aren't doing it, right? But that's why I think a lot of people are afraid of the entire new world order type of thing, and this whole
Yeah.
climate change is about the government telling us that they need to save the earth,
Yeah.
and they need everyone's backing on it so they could do whatever.
Yeah. It's just another way for them to gain control, more control. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, I get that. I get that argument. I understand it. I do. Um, I'm not totally on board with it, but like I understand the premise. I understand where people would be concerned about it. Um, well, that's just the thing, man. We just need to be. The government needs to be the people. Like this whole system we got set up here in the United States. Like it worked probably good when like it took 5 days to get to your like county seat. When you had to ride on a horse. 30 miles to get to your fucking your center of your county. But like now with the internet and stuff, like I think we could probably do better. If we wrote the Constitution now and stuff, I think it would be a little different, for sure.
Different in what way?
Oh well, it's archaic. I mean, to say the least. I mean, come on.
Well,
Very.
it was founded upon just freedom from government control. The whole purpose was to set up a government where the government can't control the people, and they found.
Well, no, that was the whole thing. That's why that was supposed to be. The government was supposed to be of, by, and for the people. It was supposed to be the people.
Yeah.
And I mean,
what's interesting is doing my own little historical research on it. The founding fathers utilized three different forms of philosophy as far as governance goes, and none of them are perfect. I mean, if you think of, they kind of think of it as just kind of like the president. You have dictatorial control. You have a good dictator, you're fine. Someone like Marcus Aurelius, but then you might have someone who's like Stalin, or Hitler or something, right? You get tyranny.
You were going Roman. I was keeping the Roman.
Oh, sorry. There you go. Yeah. I mean, you could probably list a whole bunch of Roman rulers that were bad, just like you could probably list a whole bunch of presidents. And same thing as far as democracy. Democracy, whether it's or republic, that's one other one. But like democracy, you just have a bunch of people who just don't know any better, and it's just mob rule at that point. And as far as like representation, people who take advantage of. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say that's the whole. I think that was the whole point of the Senate, was to keep so you had one governing body that was totally numbers representative, right? It's like, so you have so many people, you get this many representatives.
The House of Representatives, yeah.
Right. And then you have the Senate, which that's the equalizer, and that was the equalizer in their eyes, because they could say, okay, like, you have a tiny ass state, you still get 2 senators, just like the biggest state has 2 senators. So I mean, I get what they were going for, but I kind of feel like that's kind of gotten fucked up now with the way like our politics are going.
Yeah. Well,
because I don't think the founding fathers saw the fact that like our urban areas were going to be that populated. Like they couldn't even fathom that like 1 million people could be living in this area that they are in New York City right now. Like they'd have no idea that that's even possible. So
one of the things that I thought was interesting is there are a couple of founding fathers that said, you know what, this isn't perfect. It's almost never going to be perfect, but we just need to try it out, test it. And, in order to make it good, we just have to keep revolutionizing our own government to make it better. I mean, it's just like if we made a software program and it was just version 1.0, it's like, 1.0 is perfect.
And we got to stick with that. Yeah. We have to fucking stick with that the whole fucking time. No matter if there's a fucking bug in it, we don't give a shit. We're going to still use it anyways.
Yeah.
Well, that's a stupid thing. Well, that's why the like constitutional purists really fucking piss me off. And the people that are like, oh, it's in the Bill of Rights. It's in the Bill of Rights. It's like, yeah, but they meant for all that shit to be changed if we wanted to change it. So, I'm not a Bill of Rights purist.
Like, I like the Bill of Rights. I'm not sure if I am a purist of anything, but I like it. Well, I think it should be. I mean, if we're going to keep it, there's a lot in it to keep. It's just like we don't need an overhaul. It's good enough. I mean, but there are some problems with it. Let's fix those problems, right?
I think the Second Amendment was written like stupid. It was written smart but stupid. Again, yes, no. I wish I know it. I understand what they were. See, to me, the bill. See, this. We'll just go with the Second Amendment right now. We just talk about that. I mean, I'm all for guns. I love guns. I want to have guns too. But I think the Second Amendment was written in a way that it placated both sides in a terrible way. So, like, my understanding of the Second Amendment is that, like, yeah, the Northerners wanted to keep weapons because they were afraid of the British, and the Southerners wanted to keep weapons because they were afraid of their slaves. So they kind of made a compromise in how about we were going to go about keeping our weapons to placate both sides. And I don't think it really, it didn't really work out well for either of us, I don't think. I think...
I mean, we ended up forming our own country. I mean, they did.
Well, but then we had a civil war 100 years later. I mean... So, and that was because
it's not like they could control what happens 100 years later.
Well, yeah, I know, but they wrote the laws, man. Yeah, they kind of did.
They wrote the framework.
I mean,
they go, hey, look, here's a guide, because we don't want what happened now to happen again, because we don't want people to die, and we don't want to kill people. It should be
right,
pretty.
But they almost perfectly set it up to do that, though. I mean, that's what I'm. See, I know they didn't see it that way, and I'm sure, like I guarantee it, they were trying to avoid that at all costs. But like, if I I've read some stuff from Thomas Jefferson where he like actually called out like that that it was a bad idea to do the things that they were doing things the wrong way, and like eventually it was going to lead to like maybe it wasn't Thomas Jefferson. God damn it! It might have been later. It was probably like in the 18. Who was it? It was all around like the Missouri Compromise time and all that. With the like we'll say Missouri's not going to be a slave state because it's above the Mason-Dixon line. All that good stuff, which led into the Civil War. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know where I was going. I've been drinking a little bit. Sorry, Ebon.
No worries, I could tell.
Totally lost my train of thought. I don't usually join unless I have been because I'm not really talky. Sorry. Is that a Moscow Mule? You were just drinking a Moscow Mule.
It's just water.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps the water from being.
Yeah, vodka's clear too. I know
that. Here, can't you see the fumes? There aren't any fumes.
Drinking water out of a Moscow Mule cup. Okay. That's fine. I'll believe you for this time.
Well, you won't be hearing me slur anytime soon.
Okay, fair enough.
What have you been doing? Like, what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Nothing. Bought a house.
A lot of work you need to do in the house, or what?
It's a little. It was built in 1889, so it's a little old.
Yeah, I think that's around the year this house was built.
Nice,
sometime in the late 1800s.
Nice, but yeah, no, it's in. I mean, it's a fucking old house, so yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be doodads here and there.
What was the reasoning for buying that house?
I just want an old house. I don't like new houses. I think new houses are trash. Anything built like after 1950 does not interest me in the least. I don't know. I'm just old school like that.
Yeah, my wife's the same way. She just kind of likes the older architecture. The structure's got to be good if it's lasted over 100 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's been there for that long, it's not going anywhere, right? I mean, so I just, I mean, like, I am a big fan of like mid-century modern, like the really squared off 1950s, like atomic age kind of. But no, I really like pre-1900. Like we were looking for something like 1920s and earlier, just because, well, dude, the craftsmanship on those houses is just way better. Yeah. Way better.
Yeah.
Real wood, trim, wood floors. They're actually wood.
Yeah. Except, same with ours. A lot of it was wood, and then like you just see like the decades of just they put plaster on it, then they'll put like linoleum, and they'll put carpet. It's like, man.
Yeah, the shit people do the houses. Yeah, like I can't. Ours is pretty good. They didn't really like fuck with it, but like when we were looking, like so many like they paint all the trim. Why does everybody paint all the trim? Leave the trim wood. Just leave it alone. Don't paint. Everybody has to paint the trim white, dude. All the crown molding, don't just fucking leave it wood. You know how hard that is? Shit. That's the strip that shit. That's impossible. Like I'm gonna spend hours, days, years probably stripping.
Yeah,
it's okay though.
The trim can be pain, but I like how
intricate.
Excuse me. I like how the new wood flooring that they have these days is pretty easy to set up.
Oh yeah,
that's one good thing I like.
There's a basement office in the house that we're gonna put that it's like click clock, bamboo floor stuff. Yep. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
You got forced air heating?
What?
You got central AC and forced air?
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at houses with some boilers and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I can do a boiler. Like, it's supposedly really good heat though, but then like all the houses I was looking at with boilers, like you had to like we were gonna have to do like the Samsung like wall mount air conditioner shit because none of these houses had air conditioning in them
Oh.
because they're all boiler heat, you know. So there's
Mhm.
no way to put like central air in. I had to go. This house actually had a coal furnace, so it had central heat, central air. That
That's
was
good.
another like yeah. I couldn't, dude. Boiler, come on, dude. What is this, 1920? Shit. I mean, granted, I like the fact the house is that old, but I don't want like my, you know, we can do a little better than running some hot water through some pipes to heat my house. I think,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh.
Anyways, now that we've gotten totally off topic,
Uh, at this point, it's fine. I mean, I was probably going to tell some made up stories
oh,
about
all right.
fire, and just like uh, I've been thinking about just kind of writing down the stories that I tell my daughter, at least record them. And one project is just make cartoons out of it, or like
Yeah, you should, dude.
illustrated
That's
books.
how children's books get made. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? You could be the next like. Oh, I don't know who a children's author is, but I was gonna say somebody.
You don't even know one big children's
You
author?
could
Cat in
you
the
could be the
Hat,
next You could be the next R.L. Stein.
Doctor.
R.L. Stein. Seuss.
There you go.
Well, that's an easy one. I was trying to go with something a little more, you know, a little more lofty, a little.
A little more recent.
Yeah. Well, dude, I just remember the Alcott medals on the books you used to get from the library, like as a kid. No, they were like that was like the Alcott medal was the children's like the best children's books. Like R.L. Stein, I think had a couple books that had like those medals on them, and
I think I know what you mean.
um um what's that? What was that book with all the like crazy creatures where the wild things are?
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, that book got it. But yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Oh man.
How's fishing
Politics.
going?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
well,
We
fishing's
can talk.
going good. Um,
I haven't been in a while. It's all like it's got a lot of rain here, so all the rivers are all messed up and flooded and stupid. So
that
yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, something happened here. Like me and this fella, I just met him. He was fishing at Lake North. He was trying to catch catfish. We're catching everything but, and usually I catch catfish really quick. And it's like, what's going on? And then so
Uh-huh.
I think it was 2 days ago. I just went to the other end of the lake, just try there because sometimes the water there's just calmer, and maybe they'll hang around the calmer waters. I saw 4 dead catfish near the shoreline. I'm like
Hmm.
wondering, why are they dead? Why are they there? I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, no clue.
it's a mystery. I mean,
Huh.
I'd have to do some digging to see what is it that kills catfish off, and not really much other fish.
Usually, usually, dude. Usually, catfish are like the last thing. Oh man, like they're the hardiest motherfuckers ever, man.
I know.
Like, dude, I mean, you can leave a catfish out in the fucking ground for fucking 2 hours until it's up in the water. It's fine. Like, yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Just floating up on like they're just up on the shore,
Yep.
huh? Bigger? No,
There are 2 big ones, 2 small ones.
weird.
Yeah. So
No, and no other fish.
no other fish.
Hmm. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
That's weird
And
as hell, dude.
and no one was catching catfish. Excuse me. There are channel catfish, so
Sure.
we weren't catching any channel cats. I don't know.
What you use? What bait were you using? Worms.
The other person was using cut bait and worms. I was using this corn and some like very stinky
Yeah, like
like
stink
paste.
bait. Yeah, stink bait.
Stink bait, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And usually that stink
Nothing.
bait on like a like a crawler thing. It just works like crazy.
Sure.
So that's a mystery. But yeah, we've had a lot of rain recently too, and who knows what washes up into the watersheds.
Well, see, you're in Nebraska, so you got a lot of I mean, I'm in northern Illinois, so there's like a decent amount of agriculture, but I think you're probably worse off than I am.
Yeah.
With like agricultural runoff.
Yeah. The from like the articles I read, they keep putting Nebraska as like the fourth worst as far as water quality because of all the agriculture.
I mean, you're probably like the fourth in farming, so yeah, that would probably make sense.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
that's what, there's a correlation, but there's no cause and effect.
No causation. Yeah, no causation. Correlation. Can't prove it. But no, it's you know, like Wisconsin. I think there's some areas in Wisconsin that's like the same, you know, same aspect. I'm sure Southern Illinois has it too, but nobody cares about them, so we don't even talk about that.
Oh, that's just horrible. Sorry, but it sucks because the northern states. I mean, their quality, because of the climate, the fishing should always be really good, right? I mean, when I think fishing,
it usually is. I mean, but yeah, you like. Well, I guess, dude, in like Madison and stuff, they were having problems with like the muskie and stuff, but they're starting to actually come back now. So I think they've actually gotten some of that stuff under control up there. I don't know what they did or what the protocol was to change, but like you can catch, dude. There's a lake like in Madison, Wisconsin. It's a fucking lake right there. You just go, you like walk out. There's a skyscraper. Woo, muskie. Like, what the fuck? I can't do that. Jesus Christ. That's not fair.
That's nice. I mean, yeah, well, Boston is like that. It's just huge downtown, and you can just go and if I cast something, I'll probably catch like flounder if I'm looking for flounder.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Fucking bullshit.
But they messed it up because Boston Harbor, I think sometime in the 80s or 90s, they just started flooding all the sewage stuff out into the ocean, so they decimated the flounder population.
God, that's so stupid. Can you imagine that just going out like, I'm just going to go off on the pier here. Flounder. Fuck you. Fuck that, man. That's what pisses me off. Like, I watch these videos of people like fishing in like California and Florida and stuff, and I'm like, I fucking hate you guys.
Yeah, they're catching like king salmon and coho and just
whatever
right on their own in their own harbor. It's
yeah, it's like 2 minutes from their house. Yeah. Like I got a lunch break from work. Oh, I just caught a 40-pound flounder. Yeah, that's cool. Lucky to catch a fucking bluegill, you know.
I mean, I'd say there's just a lot of that stuff was probably around, even in the like at least the mid 20th century, like the mid 1900s. But we've
dude, like
we screwed it up.
Dude, my grandpa tells me a story. The river by us here, like I'm gonna live like five blocks away from it now when I move, but the Fox River, dude, like there used to be brown trout, just loads of carp. Like if you want to catch carp, you just grab them out of the river. Like you know, so like tons of different fish that aren't not even there anymore, dude. Not even fucking there anymore. Totally gone.
Yeah.
It's just like Lake Michigan, dude. Like in the 30s, 40s, like up to the 60s, I think, like there was a big alewife population in Lake Michigan, dude. There were canneries like in Chicago and Gary, Indiana, and like up towards Milwaukee. That the commercial fishermen would catch these alewives and they'd can them, and they were just like big sardines, you know, and people would eat them. And then
they're great
all of a sudden,
fish.
like, oh yeah, and we totally decimated. Like Lake Michigan was like from the like 60s to like probably like the like late 80s. Lake Michigan was like fucking dead, dude. There's nothing in there.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that saved Lake Michigan is the fact they re-released like all the salmon back into the lakes and stocking the salmon. That's the only thing that has saved that lake, I think. The aloe are actually back. There's aloe back. I mean, they were never gone, but you know they were down to a point where you couldn't fish them.
Yeah.
Especially not commercially, but they're coming back now too. So, and some people say it's because of the zebra mussels, and everybody hates the zebra mussels, but man, they do clean that water, man. They clean up the water. I gotta say, dude, I remember like being a kid and going to Lake Michigan, and it was fucking brown. The lake was fucking brown,
Yeah. A
like
lot of
as far as you could see. And now it's actually like turquoise, blue. Like it's amazing to see now how much cleaner the lake is. And I don't want to give the zebra mussels credit because they're a fucking scourge, but it might have been the zebra mussels because we dumped too much garbage in the fucking lake. So
yeah.
they might have saved us. They were invasive species and everybody hated them, but I think they might have done some good, you know. So
Yeah. I mean, it's because I did one of the fishing videos of just how plentiful fish were, and like the Atlantic cod was a big one for like Boston. I mean, they're saying if they didn't fish for cod, for like 3 years, don't even touch it. And this was back in like the early 1900s. They could probably walk on the water just on the backs of cod.
oh yeah, uh-huh.
And then they got decimated to like there's almost none left in
Yeah,
like the
isn't that
90s.
insane? Right? It's like I think that's how the aloe were in Lake Michigan, dude. They were like thick. Like,
Yeah.
dude, there'd be hundreds of boats out there just netting them, like, you know, and it was fine. But then all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah, just way overfished. It's horrible.
Yep. Overfishing, pollution, because you know, dude, Chicago dumped all their sewage in the fucking lake. So
Yeah, the industrial waste as well. Like there's a couple lakes in Cambridge, Somerville, Boston, even where they had a lot of industrial waste. So they don't want you eating any of the fish from it. But all of that just settles at the bottom. But if you stir up the bottom, then you get all that stuff into the fish system. So it's like, I mean, that's just horrible.
Well, I think that's part of the reason. Like, a lot of people now don't want to eat catfish and like bottom feeders, flounders, for the same reason, because they're always on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's why I think like salmon has caught on so well, like here in like, you know, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, because they're fast moving fish. They only last a season. They're only alive for a year. Trout, they fucking die. Salmon die after they spawn.
Yeah, but is there any place that they spawn up there?
No, they're dead. They're gone once they're.
Yeah, I know, but
actually, no, they do. They go back up into like the rivers and stuff in Michigan and Wisconsin and stuff to spawn. But you don't. But you're not picking up, like, those fish are safer because you're not picking up as much contamination because they're only consuming for a year.
Yeah.
It's not like a 6-year-old 30-pound flounder that's been sitting there for God knows how long eating mercury. So I mean, yeah, I think that's part of the reason why salmon are so popular in the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Because they don't pick up that contamination. I mean, they do, but not nearly as much.
Yeah.
So,
my daughter was actually excited because I just wanted to, because they have like a fishing report where our nearby pond is gonna be stocked with trout, but we don't really have, like, they don't update it like very often, or they'll say sometime this week, and then they'll update it whenever. So we just wanted to go check, and she's just ready. She's like, I'm gonna catch more than you. I'm gonna win.
What do you use for trout up there? Like dough bait? What do you use for trout? What do you fish with?
I could pretty much use anything nowadays. Just
like power bait.
Easy. Power bait is definitely worms, floated nightcrawler.
Really?
Corn works really good. I've used lures. They work really good
Mhm.
too. I mean,
Yeah, there's these things called mini mites. Do you know what they are?
no.
Mini mite. It's just this little it's like a 30-second ball head jig with this like ribbed main body, and it's got this little crazy like fluted tail. And dude, they were awesome for trout.
For like as a lure.
Mini mite. Yeah, yeah. You just like put it like I put 18 inches off a swivel,
Uh-huh.
no bobber, just cast
So
jig,
it's
bring it
kind of
back.
on the top then. No weights.
No. It's like a 16-ounce jig head.
Oh, six. Okay, jig head. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a prepackaged. It's called a mini mite. MINI-MITE. It comes in a little tube, and they're like these rigged little like plastic baits on jig heads.
Oh.
But the plastic is something special. Dude, the plastic like undulates and wiggles like
Oh,
I've never seen.
the end is like a cylinder, like a flat.
It like cone it like
Yeah, I
tapers
know.
out to a cone almost.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I've used jig heads with those. They work pretty good.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, dude, that's probably my favorite like trout bait right there. Like if we're swimming around,
Yeah.
they're active.
Because
Yeah.
the curly tails are usually popular because you don't even need to like
No,
bounce the
you
rig with the curly tails.
just reel it in.
Same thing with those, the cylinders. If you just reel them in, the tail
Oh,
just
yeah.
wags.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I like to do like a yo-yo. I kind of like reel it and I pull it up,
Yeah.
reel it down, wiggle it up, let it drop.
Yeah.
That seems to work good.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, we could get stuck on fishing for a long time.
Yeah, we could talk about this forever.
If it's not windy, I'll use like my Nakarada fly rod and just use the flies. And
I got one, dude. What do you got, dude? What's that? I got this crazy triple one.
Oh yeah, mine's like quadruple. My brother gave it to me because he's like me except for with fly fishing. When he was big into fly fishing, he just had so much, and he just wants to get rid of the ones that he knows he's not going to use. So I think it gives him an excuse to buy another one or something. And so yeah, I just get it and I just practice it. It just works so well if there's no stuff around you. But
yeah.
But yeah, I always use a dry fly on top and just like a wet fly at the bottom. Usually like what do you call it? Is it midge? It's like a fly that hasn't like it's starting to become a fly and get up out of the water.
Yeah. God damn it.
Is it midge? It's not. Midge is a type of fly.
Close. That's close.
You know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
my god, I'm gonna kill myself now. Oh, hold on a sec. This is really driving me nuts now. I'm not gonna look it up either.
I am. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
It's not, dude. You're so close with mid. It's not. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm having an existential crisis right now. Oh Jesus.
Gosh.
Dry. There's dry. My taking a dump.
I mean the only difference between wet fly and dry fly is just the weight on them.
Yeah, and keeping them.
Yeah, on these you don't need a weight and they'll still sink because they don't really have the feather imitation, the wing imitations.
No, because it's just like a ball with like a wrap around.
A nymph.
I know exactly what you're.
Is it a nymph?
A nymph.
Yeah, there you
go. Yes. So mad. Dry nymph, yeah. Wet nymphing, dry nymphing, yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I don't mind if I don't remember. It's just because I'm not primarily a fly fisherman. My brother makes fun of me because.
Oh, dude. check out. You might be interested in check out Euro nymphing. That's
Euro.
different. It's a little different. They like Euro nymphing. Like I think they set up a couple of them on a line, and they kind of let them flow down the river. It's an interesting technique.
I'll take a look at it. Yeah, my
Yeah,
brother makes fun of me because, like, when we played video games or anything, I have a specific way of winning, and I just want to win a certain way. But like with fit, and my brother's, he didn't care. He just wants to win. Except when we're fishing, he says we're the opposite. It's like he wants to fish a certain way, which is fly fishing, and me, I'll do whatever I can to catch that fish. Whether it's fly fishing to
yeah,
Kara.
damn it, man. Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah, dude, I got a fucking Daiwa Alexa 300, man. I'll throw that with a fucking 2-ounce lure on it if that's gonna catch me a fish. I don't give a shit. Yeah, it can be a fucking, I can, 30-second, jig head or a fucking 2-ounce swim bait. I don't care.
yeah. But
Whatever
it's
it takes. Damn right.
fun trying all this other stuff out. Like, just some people use just like Wonder Bread, corn. I thought would never work, but it works so good. It's almost unfair.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with carp. Like fish carp, dude. That's total go-to bait right there.
Yeah.
Corn.
If
Absolutely.
mixing the corn with that dough.
Yes. Oh yeah, dude. I got the method feeders. You pack it into the lead weight with the helicopter rig, and you got the God, what do they call it? It's like I think they call it a fly rig, where they you put the bait on a loop off of the hook, so that your bait's floating up off of a line, and the hook is down here.
Yeah.
So the carp suck up the bait because carp are very sensitive. So if they feel that hook, they'll spit that out right away.
Yeah.
So you have that piece of whatever, corn, whatever, fake. They call them boilies. They make these balls of dough that float. So it's so your thing's you weight it down at the bottom and it's floating up, and the carp suck up that top bait and they suck that hook in. They don't feel it, and they start taking it away, and then that's when you get them.
Nice. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't use
Yeah,
that. I just put it over the hook.
Look up hair rig. Definitely.
Hair rig?
Yeah, HAR, hair, HAIRRIG.
All right. Oh, I see it now. That's interesting.
Yeah. Right?
It's almost not quite like how you would use salmon eggs. You know how you you just get a bunch of salmon eggs and
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty damn similar. Yeah, exactly. I never thought about that, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
One thing that doesn't work for me very well is salmon eggs. Whenever I try to go in for trout, salmon eggs, like real salmon eggs,
because you're not fishing for fish that would eat those.
Yeah,
we're all fishing for stock shit here. If we were in Colorado or Washington,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that probably worked really well. But yeah, they get fed dog food base. It's dog food. So that's what they're used to eating. So that's why dough baits. That's why all those power baits and stuff work. It's all stock shit, dude.
They're just conditioned to eat that stuff.
Yeah, they're used to eating these pellets of fucking food tossed in the water. So, I mean, if that's all you were used to, that's probably what you would go after first, wouldn't you?
Yeah, especially if I'm in a new water and I'm hungry. It's like, hey, that smells familiar.
Yeah, I've seen that. Right, I've seen that before. That looks right. Absolutely. Yeah, fishing wild trout compared to stock trout is totally a different thing.
Yeah, I'd never be able to.
Dude, fishing wild trout, that's when you actually have to seine the river and see what bugs are fucking actually they're eating. So you match your fly to that bug that you found in your seine net. I don't do that here. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We do these little brown balls of dough and these things, and they eat them.
Yeah. I think I wonder if people have tried catching wild trout with power bait dough. I don't think it works very well.
Maybe if it was maybe the red stuff. I mean, maybe if it kind of imitated like a salmon egg, or like the red stuff. Maybe I don't. Do they see color? Do you even know if they see color?
I don't know. They do, because when I was in Massachusetts, I would use like chartreuse, which is kind of a light green /
Yeah,
yellow,
yellow.
or I'd use the yellow, and I'd catch them all the time. If I use red or orange or pink, I wouldn't catch them. Then I go to Washington State, where my brother lives, and I fish there, and all my yellow and chartreuse baits, power bait dough weren't hitting. So I switched to red, pink, and orange, and then I was hitting like crazy.
See, that's what I'm telling you. See, that's what I'm saying. They're used to that red, those salmon, dude. I'm telling you.
But they're both stocked.
Oh, well, then I don't. That's my answer is totally shut. Then never mind.
Maybe they feed the. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Oh boy. Hey, I'm gonna put you. I gotta use the restroom real quick. I'm gonna mute for a second, just because I'm sure nobody. I mean, there might be a few people that want to hear it, but I'm sure the vast majority don't. So, there's some weirdos out there, but hey, to each their own. But I'm gonna mute it anyways.
All right, you might want to cover the camera too.
Oh, I'm gonna leave it right here.
All right.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh my god, I don't know how to.
Got it. You're muted. All right, and you took it off. That's good. While he's taking a break, I guess one of the stories that I was kind of thinking up is a fella goes over, lands on an island because there was a shipwreck, and he survived the shipwreck. And he builds a fire from whatever's left, and the fire talks to him. Fire's going, hey, you should, if this fire goes out, you're gonna die. And the guy who created the fire is like, who's talking to me? Is that you? The fire? Why is the fire talking to me? That's weird. But he was so afraid because there's never has there been a time where fire talked to him. So he's like, all right, well, I better make sure the fire keeps going, otherwise I'm gonna die. So he, like, every day, every night, he just keeps the fire going. And then all of a sudden, there's no more wood, there's nothing left to burn, and the fire goes out and he dies. Because there's nothing left for him to eat. Or make a fire when he needs to, or whatever. It's kind of a bad story. I could probably make it better. But the entire gist of the story is, well, he didn't have to listen to the fire. I mean, but yeah, if the fire, of course, needs fuel, and you give it as much fuel until it stops. I mean, there's never been a fire that's lasted for whenever, beginning of time or something, or even a long time. I know they tried to with gasoline or something like that, but like a fire's essence isn't always going to be the same. It's always different, but it's always the same too, right? It's one of those weird things where fire is just fire. It doesn't have a characteristic that's its own distinct self, but it's always based off of whatever's fueling it. So it's kind of like the idea of your emotions. If we think of the end product of your emotional state, well, it depends on what you feed it. You feed it some good stuff, well, you're probably going to have a good output. Feed it something bad, it's going to be a bad output. Just like fire. You get something that's wet, like wet wood, you can get just smoky stuff. You get like a rubber tire, yeah, you can get black smoky stuff. You get nice dry soft or hard wood, you're gonna have some clean fire. Yeah, so it's just kind of like the same concept. Hey, Port Film Co-op, how's it going? Come on in, join us on our conversation with just pretty much anything. So far, it's been fish. But I know a big thing that's been going on, and it's not even. So a lot of this big stuff with politics has been going on, at least in the U.S., since 2018. It's 2019. It's not even 2020 yet, and it's always there. Trump, Democrats, DNC, never ending. Hillary Clinton, she's coming back. Been telling everyone for a long time. She's still running in 2020. No one believes me. Now you see this big old ramp up of Hillary Clinton. Hey, what's funny is Hillary Clinton called Bill Clinton. I'm sure it was Hillary was okay with the idea. Called Trump in 2016 saying, hey, you should run, but you should run on the Republican side. So he ran and he won. Now this time, Donald Trump is goading Hillary Clinton not once but twice to run in 2020. And it's going to be funny because she's going to go ahead and do so because of Donald Trump. And this time she's going to win. Illegitimately, probably, but who knows? No one cares. They just, someone won, yay, or boo. It's like, that was cheating. No, it wasn't cheating. It was legitimate. No one's going to figure it out. No one cares. It's just one of those things. No, I have not yet. I looked at it, and it is a long movie, and it does cost a bit. I kind of read up on it a little bit, but pretty much everyone where I read up on it says, it's not really something you could write too much about. You guys just watch it. So I will probably give it a watch sometime. So there's that. This is towards Tarkovsky Stalker DVD, a Bond fund. All right. I will. I'll figure out a time to watch it. And again, you said if you get it, if you're gonna watch it, watch all the way through. Don't stop and all that stuff. So I was like, or be in that mood to watch it, right? So I haven't been there quite yet. So, but I will. Tarkovsky Stalker. Let's see. While I'm here, let's look at
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, there you go. I was having a chat with Port from Co-op. Have you ever watched Tarkovsky Stalker? It's a movie.
Not familiar.
I'm gonna have to give it a watch now. Let's see. Let me switch it on over. Yeah, it's about. Oh, what? There's a YouTube one. Oh, it's a preview. What? No, it's 2 hours 41 minutes. We'll see. I mean, it's one of those. I don't know what you would call those films. I'll have to take. It's like one of those slow films where just, I guess you have to be immersed in it. But it's like, wow, it's pretty good for back in 1979. Well, I've never heard of it since Port from Co-op actually talked about it. So I'll have to give it a look and see. Yes, that's true. Watch this year. It's like fishing. All right. All right. It's like fishing. Got me hooked. You're muted. Oh, I guess you're muted on purpose because you're eating. Oh, politics. I was just kind of mentioning politics while you're on your break. So what do you think that Donald Trump is goading Hillary Clinton into running in 2020?
Dumbest shit ever. Fuck her.
She's going to.
Dude, I swear to God. I swear to God. No, she won't. No, she won't. Don't say that kind of stuff.
Have you looked into the DNC funding? in 2019, Q3, the top 9 Democratic candidates in the DNC couldn't even match the amount of money that Donald Trump raised by himself. And the only one who got more money than him was Hillary Clinton. She could out fundraise Trump.
See, oh God, I hate our political system so much. So fucking dumb.
What? Let's see. We've got. I think the problem with the representational system is we've got what? Congressmen, what? 435 congressmen total, representing what? 3.5 million people.
No, that's the thing, dude. If
no, 350 million people, not 3.5 million. Holy smokes!
Dude, I read something where like if the House of Representatives actually kept up with the population as prescribed by the founding fathers and like how they thought like the House of Representatives would have like 4,000 people in it.
That still seems like a low number though. But that's still a lot of people to fit in.
I do that might, but I kind of just pulled that out of my ass. That number, but it was like a huge fucking number compared to like it was at least 10 times more like 10 times more people in the House than are in there right now. If they kept up with the population growth like the way they were supposed to. So I still think would that help anything though? Like you still got the Senate fucking it all up. I'm sorry, but like I hate the Senate, man. I get the point of it, but I don't think it represents the people as well as they thought it would.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, 2 people have quite a lot of power in the state, as far as the federal government is concerned.
Well, dude, think about it, especially when you have like, think about a state like mine, like Illinois or like California. We have millions of people, and then you have a state like North Dakota that has fucking 350,000 people. They get 2 senators, just like my state, which has 10 times as many people in it, 20 times, 30, 40. I don't even know how many. Like
But who's better off? Don't you think the state with less population with 2 senators is better off than 2 senators with a population of like 100 million or something crazy?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole problem. It's the representation isn't. It's not equal.
But that's
they try. That's what they tried to do, but they made it not.
No.
Like, and I'm not. God, man, this is a hard shit to discuss, man. It's really heavy shit right now. I got a little fucking eating a tuna fish sandwich and drinking.
I never had tuna.
What?
No, I never had tuna. Like canned tuna.
Oh no! I get for like you got in the tuna section. There's a tuna section in the store, right? You get there's like packets. It's not the canned shit. You get packets. They're really fucking expensive. Like it's like 3 ounces of tuna. It's like $6, but it's like line caught real tuna. Like it's like somebody had a pole in the water and caught this fucking thing. It exists. It's at your store. Go look for it. It's expensive, but it's worth it.
I don't know. Like, it's funny because I look at this. There's an Asian market in Omaha. Guess what the Asian market is called?
In Omaha?
Yeah.
I have no idea, dude. Your guess is as good as mine.
It's called Asian market.
It's called Asian market. Oh my god, I was gonna be at least like I was figuring they're gonna get a little creative with it, but not at all.
Anyway, I like to joke about it a lot. But in there, they sell a lot of seafood, and like trout is like $6.99 a pound. It's like, oh my goodness, I catch like 5 trout.
That's dude.
Uh,
That's going right, man. That's not bad.
yeah.
That's not bad at all, dude. I think here it's $7.99.
Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah,
always
go
found
by.
it funny.
Yeah,
It's like,
you catch it's up. Yep,
but
you're catching eight every time. $8, $8, $8.
it's more of like $8 saved. I didn't have to buy at the market.
Right. Yeah, it's not you're not gaining it. Yeah.
Yeah. Tuna.
Well,
What
you
does it?
kind of are. I mean, it's maybe.
Does tuna taste like anything? Any other fish or anything
Yeah, it's
else?
very trout. How do you cook your trout? Like, you like on a fire? Do you like wrap it, stuff it? How do you eat it?
Well, the way my
Head on?
no, I fillet it even with the shoulder bones off.
Really?
And you use brown butter and some seasoning for my daughter, and she likes it that way.
You know, kind of like tuna. You know, like, have you ever had it like cooked on the fish,
Like fire on the fish.
or just like
Like we've
a whole
grilled it,
trout
we've smoked it. You know, I like it. I like it smoked.
together, like as a whole trout, like bones and all, or filleted? Do you fillet those?
I've done it with the head off but the bone's still on it, so I didn't fillet it. You know.
Okay. Here. Okay, so tuna is kind of like it's very much like trout in that way. It's very, very fine grained. Very, you know what I mean? Like, you know how you can you take your fork and you pick the trout off the bones.
Yeah, it just falls up by itself. Yeah.
Right. It kind of turns into this like pile of flaky, mess.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's what tuna, like if you get like canned tuna is like that, cooked tuna acts the same way. Like raw tuna, like if you get like a tuna steak, I mean, if you cook it, it's kind of the same thing, but like most people don't cook a tuna steak like they cook a tuna steak like they cook a like a beef steak. They don't cook it all the way through.
They just sear it.
Yeah, so you still have that like meatiness, that like it's still congealed together. It's not like flaky. But like if you get canned tuna that's cooked, it's all like flaky, like that trout would be.
Okay.
Dude, I am a big fan. Like, don't buy the canned shit like from Chicken Deal, like the big manufacturers. But
yeah,
you can get like packages of like wild caught, line caught tuna. Like, so there's a guy, a guy threw a lure out there or something, and the tuna you're eating it got reeled in by somebody. It's not just like this massive net that collected whatever the fuck was there.
Yeah. That's nice.
I don't trust the big companies either. So I mean,
Yeah, that's one thing I liked about this place in Somerville. It's just the great thing about Davis Square in Somerville. A lot of it's just owned by just people who live around there, and like they'd hire chefs, and the chef would be just all fresh caught. So they just got it and caught it, all these different fish from the harbor. And I like that. That's because you get different things on the menu based on what they catch. And same thing with the store. They'd have like locally bought, like people who sell stuff that aren't big, they're small, but they try to sell it to the grocery stores.
There was a restaurant. My mother-in-law lives like on the east coast or the west coast of Florida, like by Tampa, and like there was a restaurant there. God, I don't remember the name, but like there was literally like we have like 3 orange roughies, we have like 2 red snappers that were caught today. Like, you know what I mean? Like their like fish menu was like, the fisherman brought us these 6 different fish today. You can pick them if you'd like, I think that's the way to do it. Yeah,
that'd be nice.
good. Oh, it was good, dude. I got a red snapper, dude. That's oh my god, dude. Like a fish served at a restaurant that just been pulled from the water, like what, like 5 hours before that. Like, god damn. And that was I've never had anything so good in my life.
Yeah, one thing if I had a chance, if I lived in back in the Oceanside or something, even maybe here, what I'd love to do, of course, you'd probably have to get a commercial license, but catch all the fish in the morning or late at night, whatever. Have a big live well on the truck, and you're your own. If people want it, you've got it ice. You can if they pick a fish, you go ahead and gut it. If they want filleted, fillet it. Put it on ice and wrap it up for them, and sell
Yep.
something there or cook it there. And then if no
Oh,
one
I
buys
totally.
anything, just put it back in the water. Start over the next day.
Right. Yeah, totally, dude. Well, I mean, take what you need to feed yourself,
Yeah.
and then yeah, absolutely.
So that
Well, see,
was gonna be like my version of the food trucks, right?
that's not a bad idea. I mean, if you were in the right spot, I mean, I'm not necessarily thinking the middle of Nebraska might not be the right spot for
Yeah.
that. But, dude, if
I
you're
was
in the
thinking
right spot,
because I always want to live in Hawaii. So if
oh
we lived
gosh,
in Hawaii, I'd have
well, dude, if you're like anywhere near the coast, like you're in Hawaii and like it's around Florida, Louisiana, like dude, they sell like, dude, I could just go out like personally and be like they allow like so like, dude, I could sell like 4 fish to someone without needing a commercial license, like so like they do
you're
a lot of that stuff too.
yeah.
So I mean, you're getting a lot of there those. See, that's why I'm not, man. I'm really like, dude, I'm a communist, but like, fucking, some of the regulations are fucking stupid, dude. Like regulations against like some guy catching more than 5 fish. Like, who gives a shit? Like, dude, if you have a fishing license and you can catch those things legally for your own consumption, who gives a shit if you sell them?
Yeah.
Like, why is it any different?
Yeah.
What does that matter?
Yeah. And sometimes they have the regulations where you can't give them away either.
No, no. If it's not for your own consumption, it's illegal
Yeah.
to have.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. What's the whole thing with the laws against giving food to homeless people? It's the same fucking shit. Same bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah. Some of the regulations are a little weird, but I think it's way to skirt the system. Like some people
It's
could
snagging.
say,
You should, dude. You need to come down, dude. It's snagging season right now for fucking salmon. Lake Michigan, dude. Come up. I'm telling you, snagging, dude.
There's so many
Big
places
ass-
I want to go. Let's see, how
You know what?
far?
See, some people are mad about snagging season. Are you mad about snagging season? I'm not.
No, I don't think I am. What?
Well, the whole point is like, if there's no sport. Well, yeah, all the salmon are gonna die anyways. So isn't it better that somebody catches it and eats it than just rots in the fucking lake?
It could be different if it's like wild, where you know that they're gonna.
No, these are all this is all stock bullshit, dude.
Yeah. Like,
right.
I understand that. That'd be a lot better. But like if you're going up in Alaska and you're snagging.
Yeah, no. That's fucking. That's not good sport.
Yeah, but stocked is like.
We're all gonna die anyways, dude.
Yeah.
They're all gonna die. Who can't? It's better if somebody catches them than fucking it rotting away in the middle of the fucking lake.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
And if you catch the females, you got all that roe as well. I've never really had salmon roe, but I hear it's pretty good.
It is good. It's good. It's not. It's no sturgeon caviar, but dude, I actually like cooking it. I cook it up. So like you fry it, like you bread it and fry it. Holy shit, dude! It's like a chicken finger. if you keep it together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's like I want to say it's like eating. Have you ever had a deep fried Twinkie?
No, unfortunately, or fortunately.
It's like a salty, savory, deep fried Twinkie, but thinner. Like because it has like okay, you're go to the Nebraska State Fair next year, get a deep fried Twinkie because I know they fucking have them. And dude, it's like that, but it's instead of sweet, it's savory. It's all like when you bite into it, it just kind of like melts away, but it's breaded, so it's still like kind of crunchy on the outside. It's good. I'm just gonna say that it's good stuff.
All right.
That's the only way I eat it though. Like people like will fry it with like scrambled eggs or stuff like that, or just eat it like in the raw,
Yeah.
or just partial. I'm not. I can't do that.
8 hours
But
and
like,
40 minutes away to Chicago from here.
it's not that far, dude.
That's a long ways.
It's like a working day. Come on.
I don't know. Maybe if my wife runs Chicago Marathon sometime, or she goes back to
She should. She should. You should definitely talk her into running the Chicago Marathon.
or the
That would be
like a Marquette function. That's kind of
sure.
close
Oh,
by.
why did she go? Did she go to Marquette? Or
Yeah,
something?
she went to Marquette.
Wow. We got a little connection then.
Are you from Marquette too?
No. I know where it is though.
What kind of connection is that? It's a loose connection
I've
at best.
seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it. I've been there. I actually had friends that went there. One of my good friends went there. So he sells carpet.
So what's your favorite type of fish to fish?
I mean, probably bass, dude. But like the most heart pounding, like the most excited I've ever been is catching bass.
Is it just because they peeled your drag or something? What is it that?
Yeah, I think it's just because like usually the bass I catch around here, I catch a lot on like I use a lot of like bobbers and live bait, and just seeing them suck that bobber just fucking disappears. It's so slow. It's just like whoosh, and the thing's gone. Like you can see them taking it away, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And I'm using like some little like I use like octopus hooks, like like number 2 or number like six or 4, 6 octopus hooks. So they're like small, and like they usually just get caught like right in the top of the lip or like right in the top of the mouth. And the places where I fish them is full of weeds. So like I got a 5-pound fish on, right? But I got 20 pounds of weeds coming along with it. Like you can't even like once you're pulling this fish out, it just looks like you have. It's just like a thing of fucking seaweed,
Yeah.
and then you fucking throw off all the weeds, and you got this giant fucking fish. I don't know. There's just something about that. Like I'm sure if I went fishing, I've never been like really fishing for salmon, trout, or anything like in good streams like in Colorado or Washington like that. I'm sure that would excite me also. Fly fishing also. I mean fly fishing though too. Like, dude, if you got like a 5-weight fly rod or 4-weight fly rod and you're catching like some decent sized fish, man, that's some good sport too. So
Yeah.
I still think bass is still like I still gotten the greatest like feeling from the bass. I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I caught a black tip shark fishing in like the Keys, mahi mahi, dolphin fish. Man, that was exciting too. I mean, that thing flying out of the water. Dude, saltwater fishing is. I mean, I can't even compare that. Like that's a totally separate boat right there. I think. Like, man, if I could live on the ocean and not have to live on the ocean, I would.
Yeah, I
You
know what you
know?
mean. I
Yeah.
I always actually wanted to live. I wouldn't mind like a houseboat, like a house that floats on the water. But
Yeah.
like even a yacht, I'd be fine with. It's like just I like I was in the Navy, so I'm used to falling asleep on a rocking to the water. I know a lot of
Oh,
people aren't.
dude, that's beautiful. Oh no, I can't, dude. Okay, when I went when I caught that black tip, like we went down the Keys on a sailboat, it was like a 40-foot sailboat, like a decent size, had a cabin, you know, like there was like four sleeping quarter, four people to sleep underneath, kitchen, a toilet, not a really nice toilet, but something you could take a crap in.
Yeah.
But and dude, the first night on the boat, I was sick as fuck. Just fucking like I was like leaning over, like I was like laying on the deck over the side, like on my stomach, just puking over the edge, for like hours. But then, dude, after that, dude, it was a good time. Like
Yeah.
after I got off the seasickness, and man, I could definitely see myself doing that, but I can't. You know what I mean? Like, dude, ah,
I don't know.
you're
I think it's great.
It would be cool if you didn't have to deal with all the other people. Yes. Like one dude, there's some dude, have you ever been to Key West?
Well,
It
it
is,
doesn't have to be
it is,
there, like Key West,
have you
Bahamas,
have
and
you ever, yeah, yeah. It's it's its own kind of fucked up, if you know what I mean. Like I just if I could avoid I could probably handle it. I could probably do it. That's it. I
what
could
is it? Is
probably
it the culture? Like, what about the people? Do they? Is it like very classy, like a class system?
that's a little bit. Um Part of it too is just um there's like a total lack of like understanding. Like these people just think they're like, oh, I've got money, so I'm allowed to be out here on the ocean, so I can do whatever I want, kind of thing. Like I don't mean to be like it's just entitlement. Like I've got a bigger boat, so I can fucking cut in front of you, kind of shit. Yeah, it's class. Yeah, it's class. It's class. You're right. All right. Thanks for bringing it all around back to Marks. Nice job. It's all class. Yeah, no, I just I'm okay. Your wife went to Marquette, so obviously where's she from? She's got to be from like around where I'm from, like
Omaha.
Illinois. What the fuck? Why'd she go to Marquette? Is she Catholic?
Yeah, she was.
There you go. Called it. How do I know? My friend also. No, it's the same deal. I know. Um, where are you from?
I was born in Houston, Texas,
Okay.
and then I was raised most after that in Federal Way, Seattle, Tacoma area.
And you live in fucking Nebraska.
Yep, and I spent like a decade in Boston, near Boston, about it before.
So you went from West Coast to East Coast, and you settled in. Oh, I just spilled my. Oh no! Oh no! God damn it! You just look what you made me do. I'm blaming you for this.
I'll take the blame. Everyone blames me. Might as well just accept it.
I'm lucky. This shirt's almost waterproof, so that's a plus.
Mostly for the kids, so they could be closer to family.
Okay.
Plus, I mean, they could go and visit and play with her. She can go and, well, at least my daughter. Now my son, they could go and play with their cousins during the weekends. Coordinate
Sure, sure. Yeah, no, absolutely, dude. I live in Illinois, and same thing, dude. Same deal,
Yeah.
basically. I wouldn't be here, you know.
Where would you want to be? It seems like Florida's not the place you'd want to be.
Uh, you know, I could really, to me, it doesn't. I could deal with Florida. I could deal with Florida. The whole thing is like, I have to have my child going to a decent school, which Florida isn't really known for, you know. So,
Yeah.
I mean, really, what's dictating like my family's decisions at this point are pretty much school quality. So, you know,
Is your kid going to private?
right now, yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that so far? Because you probably grew up in the public school system, right? No, you went private school too. Okay.
My I'm like third, fourth, or I'm third generation. She's fourth generation. I'm Lutheran,
Mm-hmm.
and we've had my church, my church, my family's church has had a school in the town since basically it started. So basically, like my grandpa went to the school, my mom went to the school, uh, I went to the school, my daughter's not going to the school. So that's kind of how that worked out, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't really agree with it, so
What is it that you like about it? I mean,
at this point, really nothing. I don't find any benefit to it. Like it used to be, like when I went to the school, the test scores were higher than the public schools. But I live in, I actually live in. I could send you a thing. I live in one of the top. I live in the highest um, cost of living county in Illinois, which is in, you know. So I'm basically in the top 50 most expensive counties in the United States. So our public schools here are pretty fucking good now.
yeah.
Um, I'm basically just placating my parents by sending her there.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah. So I mean, honesty, you know,
Yeah.
fuck. It the like I said, when you know me and my sister went to the schools, it was probably a better education than it was in a public school. But at this point, it's not.
Now,
So
for that private school, is the education dictated by the? Is there like a school board, or is it the head principal, or?
well, yeah, there's a board, there's a principal. Most, I mean, it's mostly dictated by like, I mean, they basically follow like what is. I mean, I'm in the Lutheran Church. It's Missouri Synod, which is like the largest. You have basically in the Lutheran Church nowadays. There's like three branches of it. There's the Missouri Synod, Wisconsin Synod, and the ELCA. The ELCA is probably the most liberals. They're like they'll let women be pastors. Um, they'll let, you know, like gay people be openly members of their church. Then you have the Missouri Synod, which is kind of like they'll let gay people like join if they're not too like out about being gay. They're kind of like middle of the road, you know, as you know, for religious people. And then you have the Wisconsin Synod, which are like the really conservative people. Uh, but yeah, so like I'm in the Missouri. We're in the Missouri Synod, so it's like they're not too like keen on like like women, they're still like, we're they're kind of coming along, but slowly.
Mhm.
Whereas Wisconsin Senate they won't bend, one bit, and then you have ELCA, which is basically like, hey, fuck it, you know. So it's not. She go my. I mean, actually, my mom actually works there. She's a teacher. She's worked there since 1972 or whatever. So I mean, it's I'm not really in a position to send her to anywhere else.
Do you talk with your mom about religion and politics at all? No. Why not? Does it get it? Does it get into a shouting match or something? Or
No, it's just like what? No, it turns into crying and fucking that kind of shit.
crying? You or her?
Not me.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just like it's just like. I mean, think of something like I mean, I'm not even. We're not even the same position as they are, as our parent. Like she is. Like I mean, if you can just think of some like really like heartfelt belief that you have that you really hope that your offspring have also, and they don't. Think about that. I mean, you know what I mean? Like something that you believe deep in your core, and then you get your son or granddaughter coming along and being like, "This is fucking retarded," So, I mean, I think dude. I'm not religious at all. I'm not. I'm an atheist, dude. I don't believe in God at all, and I send my child to a religious. Think about that. But dude, the thing what I like, dude, me seeing all of me going through the private school and seeing all the retarded bullshit, I think is part of what made me become an atheist. So I kind of feel my daughter is smart enough to decipher, what's fucking crap and what's not. So I mean, I'm giving her that like benefit of the doubt that she'll see through the stupidness. And she does. She doesn't believe. She's already told us. She's like, this is dumb. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking dumb. So I mean, like, yeah, they teach them good morals and stuff. I mean, I get it, but it's not like. But then we start getting into like it's because God said so. I'm like, maybe not. I think it's a good learning experience. I think for them, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I
No,
have is when.
Hey, man, think about it. Here, think about this. Like, I'm like, hey, daughter, I'm gonna drop you into this propaganda. Hope if you can get out of it, you're gonna prove to me that you're not an idiot. Like, and she's done a good job so far. I'm pretty impressed. So
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, the whole belief system of the God thing. The entry point that I had being
you're not a
hardcore
believer. You don't.
I don't believe. I call myself an agnostic Gnostic.
Agnostic Gnostic.
Just like your yes no answers.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I get it. Hey, man. Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Well, first I'd like to ask, like, whenever someone's religious and about God, say like the Christian God or something like that, or maybe even like the Old Testament. And my question is, would God tell you to do something that's evil? Or is your God always going to do something that's good and all of this stuff? So now, if the answer is yeah, God would never tell me to do something evil. Well, what if God told you to sacrifice your firstborn son?
Allah Abraham.
Yeah,
exactly.
Would you go ahead and sacrifice your firstborn son? Is that an evil thing that your God is doing, or is that something that's good? And then
see, that's why Abraham was fucked up. Fuck him. Fuck Abraham. What the fuck? Bullshit. Nobody, no, you wouldn't do that, would you?
I wouldn't.
Like if you had
It's the person you're talking to.
What, right? If you had some mental breakdown and some voice in your head fucking told you to kill your fucking child, yeah, that's a mental illness. That's not fucking religion. That's something wrong in here.
But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, but then they'd have to go. Well, what if they're like, do they believe in like an evil version of a superpower, right? Not.
Well, yeah, they do. They do. It's the devil, dude.
Yeah.
They have. Yeah.
So if the devil's powerful, but not as powerful as your god, and impersonates your god and tells you that you should kill your firstborn son, how would you differ between your god and the devil?
You couldn't. You couldn't. That's the whole. That's why this is all bullshit. That's why this is all subjective garbage. That's why religion is fucking stupid. Perfect example right there. Like, who do you know who that fucking voice is talking to you in your head? Because you're fucking nuts. But you.
Yeah, but if there's a voice in your head or something, not a voice, but just a thing, and all the stuff that
monologue. I mean, yeah, we all have a fucking thing, right? We all have that voice.
Yeah, but if it's something that makes you change for the better and does good, then I mean, it doesn't have to be a god. You don't have to listen to it. Yeah, you don't have to listen to it. But if you listen to it and things change for the better, it's like then you know it's not bad.
Maybe that was just you.
Yeah, that could just be
you. Maybe it was just your subconscious. I mean,
it doesn't have to be attributed to something outside your own power.
Dude, nobody talked to fucking Moses. Bush did not talk to fucking Moses. I don't care who you are. What the fuck a Bush did not talk to somebody. That didn't fucking happen. I mean, he might have thought it happened.
I mean, it's funny if you put it in today's context. If someone came from a mountain and said he talked to a bush.
Oh yeah, that would go over real well.
Yeah,
real well. That's fucking. You're locked up, dude. That's fucking white jacket shit right there.
Yeah, but hey, it happened. If it happened like 3,000 years ago, then it's legit.
That's cool, right? Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah. So it's I was always, man, you got to ease up on that alcohol.
It's just fifth, dude. Just 1/5, 200 milliliters. I'll be good. You gotta keep it down.
I don't know. I like putting myself into situations of all these mythological stories, even religious stories, and just if I'm in that situation or just that situation now, it could just be a comedy. Like when Jesus goes and talks to two fishermen, he's like, "Hey, follow me if you want to be fishers of men." If someone came to me and said that, I'd be like, I don't know what what do you mean? It's like what's fishers of men, and do I have to go right now? Where are we going? Who are you? What's your name? It's like,
right.
Why should I follow you?
Well, that's the whole thing, dude. That's the whole story. The whole story is so unbelievable. I'm sorry.
Isn't that what it's meant to be? You have to believe the unbelievable. That's why people believe it. The more unbelievable it is that people believe, the less likely they're gonna stop believing in it.
Well, that was fucked up, but you're right. Yep. God, that's dumb. That's the fucking stupidest thing ever. That's the worst logic I've ever fucking heard. Like, what the fuck is wrong with all these people? I swear to God, if I could go back in time, I would just fucking take a gun with me and fucking, I swear to God. What's wrong with all you motherfuckers?
I don't know about that.
hey man, I'm fucking ruthless. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, no. Let's. I mean, dude, are we really gonna like believe that? I guess, yeah. Back then, people are fucking dumb, man. It's not their fault. Like, I don't blame them, and I don't want to belittle them for being dumb, but they were fucking dumb, dumb.
But what's the difference
Oh.
between now and then? Do you think
Well,
today, just because we have more access to?
oh no, we still have a lot of fucking dumb people, dude. Dumb people.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is fucking dude. Donald Trump is president. Dumb people, dude. Like, not to say that I would have voted for Hillary Clinton, but god damn, man. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think the whole fact that we had a choice between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump was fucking dumb. That was dumb too. So, yeah. No, I don't think. I mean, I always think in society, you're probably always gonna have like a certain percentage of people that are above board. I don't want to say smart. Like, I don't. I'm not. Like, I don't want to say. That seems pretentious and shitty of me to say I'm smart. But like, oh, I know I'm a lot smarter than some people. Like, dude, I don't. We'll just go with my brother-in-law. I know I'm a lot smarter than he is. Like, man, he is a fucking dumb motherfucker. Like, not just because, and he did it to himself. Like, he let himself fall into it. That's the whole problem. I think he took the easy way out.
Context.
He didn't want to learn anything, so he joined the army, and now he's a fucking Donald Trump fan because he thinks Donald Trump is all for the military, even though he's not really, but kind of it. You know what I mean? Like, everyone, people are gonna like associate things they see with promoting their own self-interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that like he sees Donald Trump parading the military around, saying that, hey, the military this, the military that, we owe them, everything. Yet, like, all the dude, these politicians, they're not giving the fucking soldiers more money. They're giving fucking Raytheon more money. They're giving fucking McDonnell Douglas more money. They're not giving fucking Private Joe Schmo a fucking raise,
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, but they see like people in the military, I think, see military like, oh, more military spending, so that means that something's going to happen good for me. But no, it really doesn't. Like, they just give all the money to the fucking corporations that fucking build you bombs and shit.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? They trick those people. I mean, you were in the military,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not anymore
Mm-hmm.
because you're not stupid. I mean, because you saw. I mean, come on now. Would you have stayed in?
No.
No, because you didn't. Right, exactly. And so, to me, you're a step above some of those others. I don't want to say they're not. God, I hate to say they're dumb, but dude, I don't. They're fooling themselves. You know what I mean? They're fooling themselves. I think that's the best way of putting it.
Yeah, I think
Like,
that's a good. That is probably one of the best ways. When people make up their own illusions, they make them up for a reason because they can't deal with the reality. They can't deal with
exactly.
So
Exactly.
if you're gonna do something bad but you like it, you're gonna make an excuse as to why it's good. That way you don't have to stop.
Right. You don't have to question it. You don't have to question yourself then. Why would you have to question yourself? You're just going to keep on keeping on. You're just going to do. it's just like you and me. We're just gonna go to our job like just like any other person would. They can justify it in their own mind that way.
Yep.
It's just a job, right? It's just what I have to do to support my family, even though it's not. Even though there's lots of other things I could do to support my family, it doesn't, detrimentally affect probably millions of people. But you know, it just pisses me off that like, dude, my brother-in-law makes a good fucking living promoting killing brown and black people. I mean, basically, that's what it comes down to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's found something that's easy for him, and so he continues on with it. I mean, I get it. Is it his fault? Probably not. It's the whole society thing, man.
I mean,
we okay this shit.
I mean, I would guess that you and me are probably the outcasts of society, and most of it. And if you're an outcast, you're not gonna look good no matter what.
Yep.
And for people who enjoy the society and what it offers, is they want to look good, and a lot of that is how you look to everyone else, not to yourself, but how you appear to others. And it's just like I don't know if it was like that around your time, but like the dating scene, girls would wear a bunch of makeup, they'd look good on the outside. Guys would practice on their pickup lines. They dress snazzy. They try to get that nice looking car. It's all about that first impression.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally his thing. Oh yeah, that's totally it. It's all about maintaining appearances. Yeah, absolutely. How old are you?
41.
You can't be that old. I'm 37, so
Okay.
close. Within high school. High school, like you're a senior, I was freshman. That's kind of like, right? Yeah, 4 years. Dude. So yeah.
It's weird to think how much older I am than a lot of people. I was like, holy crap! Dude. Like I don't feel like I'm 41.
Dude, I just got a new job, and like, they're like I could have been in like 2 positions basically, and I kind of decided on this one because they're like, like most techs in your position are like 10 to 12 years younger than you, and like you have a better chance of being promoted because of your age. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna do that then. Yeah, it sounds good. But yeah, so it's not always bad. It's not always bad to be older. So
yeah.
Say.
No, that's fine. Like if I kept on with my stuff, just always be either middle management or upper management, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm unemployed. But yeah. We'll see where it ends up.
Well, I mean, you gotta have. You're doing something though, aren't you? Nothing.
Not. I mean, I'm doing a bunch of my own little stuff, but it's not like enough. It's not gonna get anything. But it's mostly. I'm basically like my wife told me I'm the house husband or something like that. I mean,
hey, what the fuck? Why not, man?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't like. I enjoy it.
My wife makes way more money than I do. That's fine, dude. I don't care about that.
My the thing is, if I had a normal job, at the rate that my son has gotten sick, I mean, he gets sick more than I do, and I used to get sick a lot.
You wouldn't be able to keep your job.
I wouldn't be able to keep my job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like 3 months out of the year.
Sure.
That's how bad it is.
No, dude. I had a stomach issue, and like the last job I had, I was working at a shitty warehouse. And, like basically, I basically took like a month off. I like had 30 days off work, and they're like, "We can't do this anymore." I'm like, I've been to the hospital like You know, like I've been like I went to like an ambulance ride and shit. Like, you know, so I had some like serious shit wrong. I'm good now. I'm good. But like I had some issues, and they're just like, we don't care. I'm like, oh, thanks. You know, I hope this new job seems they're more caring.
Yeah.
So they actually give a shit. But like, dude, it's a warehouse. Like I was just another, you know, just another person. Like it didn't matter. Like they could find somebody, you know, in 2 days to do what I was doing.
Yeah. I
Eh,
mean, I could say, I feel like if I wanted to, I could be one of those. I hate calling it that. You know, like those life coaches, but not like the life coaches where they're always happy and they want to like lift up your spirits type of thing, but just like how to get ahead, like the smart way. How to, if you want to just go up in your profession, how to play the system and start getting a lot more money and doing it that way. I feel like I could do that, but then that's also kind of like right now, as far as where I'm at, the total opposite of where I want people to go. Right? I want people to start focusing less on their uh, material part of their life and more on their intellectual and spiritual part of their life. And it looks like you probably lost connection or something. But that was a good talk. It's been almost 2 hours, and it's almost 2 a.m. So, thank you, Bob, for joining in. If you're still listening, probably a good time to end it. Thank you, people who are watching. Port Film Co-op, Max Waller, Plain Truth, Equal Plain Anchor. If you guys are still watching, that's it. And sorry for all the coughing. Again, I am kind of going over a sickness. It's like I would rather have that because I've had the weird congestion and inflamm and that feverishness, but that's not like quite feverish enough. Like I just want if I was like if I had 104 temperatures to kill whatever it is that's going on, I wish that could happen. But that has been the case. All right, so tomorrow or today is Wednesday. I'll see if I've got anything that I have planned as far as just tying some things together. But if not, it'll be something like this or nothing, or like a fishing video. Like they're stocking trout this week, all over different places. So I might do that with my daughter and showcase that video. And she's getting good at casting, and I think that's the hardest part for a kid is be able to cast into the water. But she's almost there. She's gonna cast it and reel it in. She knows how to. Once the fish is hooked, she knows how to reel it in. So once she gets that part done, I mean that's the easiest and the funnest part for a kid is she can cast it, wait for the fish to bite, reel it in, and then when she gets a little bit older, I'll teach her how to start tying all these knots and these different rigs together so she can go fishing on her own when she's old enough without me having to tell her what she needs to do. At this point, it's just about having them enjoy it. Once you get older, there's not much you can enjoy. That's very simple. And I think that should be something that we just should keep at it. You know, once you get too tired of it, it's kind of like the what else is there type of thing. But you know what is here already? It's great. There's a lot to be great about. There's a lot of great things you could find around here. The thing is, we're just looking in the wrong places a lot of the times. And if you're not finding what you're looking for, just, stop, think. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that's gonna really make it worthwhile at the end? Or maybe it doesn't even have to end. Just what's worthwhile? What brings that little smile or happiness or that little jaunt in your step, you know? And think about that. All right. Good night.